Gioacchino Antonio Rossini, 1792 to 1868. He was the composer of the opera The Barber of Seville. Gioacchino Rossini was born the son of the town trumpeter in Pesaro, Italy, an Adriatic port. Since he was born on a leap year day, February 29th, he only had 20 actual birthdays during his 76 years. As a child, Rossini could play the violin, viola, and the piano. Before his voice changed, he sang in several operas as a boy soprano. In which country was Rossini born? What was special about his birthday? Which of the instruments could he play? Duet. A musical composition for two voices or instruments. Debut. A first public appearance on a stage, on television, etc. Rossini began composing music at an early age, writing duets for horn to perform with his father. He began writing operas as a teenager, making his debut in 1810 in Venice with a one-act comic opera. By 1813, when he was only 21 years of age, he had written 7 operas and was gaining recognition in the music world. The first public appearance on stage is called a what? Rossini had already written 7 operas by what age? Fluent. Spoken or written with ease. Staged. Adapted for or produced on the stage. Staged. Adapted for or produced on the stage. Laundry list. A lengthy, especially random list of items. Rossini had such a fluent gift for writing beautiful melodies and could complete a work quickly. His opera, The Barber of Seville, 1816, regarded as his greatest operatic work, was written, rehearsed, and staged in only 2 weeks, yet contains 600 pages of music. It is often quoted that he bragged about being capable of setting even a laundry list to music with great success. What is the name of Rossini's greatest operatic work? True or false? Rossini found it easy to write music. Acclaim. To welcome or salute with shouts or sounds of joy and approval. Applaud. Insignificant. Unimportant. Trifling or petty. Too small to be important. Another of his famous operas, William Tell, was first presented when he was 37 years old. As it turned out, this was also the last opera he ever wrote. By that time, he had plenty of money, world acclaim, and a reputation upon which to enjoy the rest of his life. After much international success and recognition, Rossini abruptly retired from composing. writing only insignificant songs during the final 39 years of his life. There are later musical works of his that still have never been published. Crescendo. A gradual, steady increase in loudness or force. Rossini was given several nicknames during his life, based on his musical achievements. He was often called the Swan of Pesaro because his glowing career brought such positive recognition to that city. The name of Signor Crescendo came to him because of the frequent use of crescendo for dramatic effect in his popular operas. Finally, he was called the Napoleon of music because he took Europe by storm as a musician and composer. A gradual steady increase in volume is called a what? In later years, he fell into ill health and his death came from complications following a heart attack. First buried in Paris, his body was later moved to Florence, Italy at the request of the Italian government. This is Paris, France. Florence, Italy is in this region. And the opera that we're going to be talking about is in Seville, Spain, which is over here, all in Western Europe. This is me in Seville, Spain in July of 2021. There's some old architecture and some interesting streets with lots of buildings touching each other. Synopsis. A brief summary of the plot of a novel, motion picture, play, etc. Dowry. The money, goods, or estate that a wife brings to her husband at marriage. The Barber of Seville. Synopsis. Act 1, Scene 1. Young, handsome Count Almaviva and a band of musicians try to serenade Rosina outside the house of Dr. Bartolo, who is Rosina's guardian. To serenade is to perform a song for somebody. Instead of a full audience, it's for one person or a small group of people. When she does not immediately appear, Figaro, the barber of Seville, enters to assist the Count in his quest for the love of Rosina. Dr. Bartolo keeps a close watch on Rosina because he wants to marry her himself for her beauty and her dowry. Figaro decides the best way for the Count to see Rosina is to disguise himself as a soldier. The money and goods that a wife brings to her husband at marriage is called a what? Act 1, Scene 2. Rosina admits her love for the Count and prepares a letter to be taken to him by Figaro. A disgraceful rumor about the Count is then started by Basilio, the music teacher, to help Bartolo win Rosina's affections. The Count enters the house disguised as a drunken soldier to meet Rosina. His disorderly conduct gets him arrested, but then released when the police realize who he really is. Act 2. The Count returns to Bartolo's house disguised as a music teacher to give Rosina her music lesson. Figaro gives Bartolo a slow shave, affording the young lovers time to plan secretly together. Bartolo then convinces Rosina that the Count is going to give her up. So she offers to marry Bartolo at once. Quickly realizing that the Count is her true beloved, she marries him after he gives Basilio an expensive ring to satisfy him and Rosina's dowry to Bartolo, the reward that he wanted all along.